one of the most popular events during the convention, the Fireside Chat with Imam Warithuddin Muhammad II. This is a comprehensive review and insight of the various topics that are on the minds of not only the Muslims, but the believers in our community and throughout the world.
So, Brother Imam, I'd like to just move on a little bit and talk a little bit about the Muslim youth and the internet. As you know, the internet is a primary thing that the young people are in. They walk through the street, they're looking down, they're on the internet, they're getting all of the information from the internet. They don't read the newspapers, they don't watch the news, they get all of the information from the internet. Subsequently, some of it's good, some of it's to the point where it's false. You don't know exactly how to filter out, and therefore they take it and then they run with it. And subsequently, it causes sometimes to have an effect on their lives. So can you give us a little insight of the youth, and not so much the youth, even other people? They sit down, they can't put the phone down. They go to sleep at night, they got their phone right next to the bed. So how do we help them to be able to get involved to the point where the internet is a source of information, source of working together, but at the same time, we got to know the balance. So give us a little insight.
Yeah, without a doubt. You hit on that is a major, major concern. It actually should be a red flag for those of us that see ourselves as being role models. We're role models to our children, maybe our society, our community, or we're at least struggling citizens, tax-paying citizens that have some community interest. If not, we have at least concern and interest in our family and the future of our families. Right now, if you're any part of that person that I just mentioned, you should be greatly alarmed at the state of our future. It's almost as if we're children raised in a household that was secure, and that you got grandma, great grandma, mama, daddy, and you got the babies in the house and everything. And then all of a sudden somebody pulls that family structure and that wisdom and everything it represents out from under you and send you out on your own in an environment that's strange and unfamiliar. Because that's what we have been spoiled on, the culture that we've come out of in the past like 20 years, the culture of really, our minds were conditioned with propaganda, but the propaganda had some structure. I don't want to say that it's all evil, but the way that the evil was able to come in was because pop culture did reflect something that a church-going, God-fearing Jews, Christians, and Muslims and other people could identify in a unison. But the corruption set in, but there still was a base to it that kind of influenced the public to the point where once the pop culture got so big that now the pop culture doesn't need our permission to talk to our wives, our husbands, our children, our parents, our family. And they know that they even seduced the wise grandparents. We love a lot of the culture we grew up on that comes straight from television and radio. And believe it or not, when you look at it, TV and the radio, those are just pieces of plastic, metal, and some wiring. That's not your grandma. That's not the reverend or the imam. That's not the rabbi. That's not him. These are devices that are used. And so we're in a stage, let's go fast forward to today. We're in a situation where not all the children watch and listen to the same things. I think it's the desire of the influencers of pop culture and capitalism. It's the desire of them, because the more divided and disenfranchised that we are, the more say they have. So if today they want to have you wearing long hair, and then next week they have you cut your hair, they can put that out there and we'll be cutting our hair, and your children ain't gonna accept, no, he's gonna have to have these shoes. Before, we would have a little influence and say, well, can't nobody afford that. But now they're not comparing themselves to the people they're comparing themselves to people that you might not know that maybe the internet craze is going in. I think it's a very dangerous time for us culturally, which that's not something we should fear. It's something that we should take heed to. And that when you hear the Mosqueers calling you to community life and calling you to support and join each other, it's not cliche. It doesn't mean what it meant 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's crucial right now.